Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the No Easy Way Out podcast. We are coming to you again. This is a special edition. We are on the west side of the state in beautiful downtown Newaygo, Michigan. We're at a building called The Stream, and it's a phenomenal building. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Armory. And it's a beautiful May day. However, it is snowing outside. Well, it keeps going on and off. It's Michigan, so if you don't like the weather, you just wait 5 minutes and it will change. But I'm joined today by a very special guest. I'm really excited about this. And this is the one and only Kevin Skinner. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Tony.
Kevin has a beard that you can never forget, and it's amazing. So, Kevin, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what your business is?
Well, as Tony said, I'm Kevin Skinner, and I am in the Kentwood area. I own a business, BoxDrop Grand Rapids, and we specialize in mattress and living room furniture. We have a unique business model. We get everything direct from the suppliers, and we keep our overhead very low. It's just my wife and I that operate our business. The overhead's very low. We do what you'd consider guerrilla-style marketing, and we keep our expenses so low that we're able to offer all of our products about 50 to 80% below big box retail price.
Wow, that's substantial. I'll have to talk to you about some stuff after the show. So what would you describe your industry? Just the furniture industry, or what would the industry be? Do you know?
Well, really, we always say our business, even though we offer products that are in the furniture industry, living room, mattress, and we have access to any kind of furniture you can imagine, but we always say that our business really is an advertising business. Okay. That's what drives it. That's what gets our message before our customers and gets them in the door.
Okay. So were you deemed essential by your local government or your federal government?
We were not deemed essential. Apparently, people's sleep and the well-being of their health through sleep is not essential to the federal or the state government.
So were you then forced to shut down? And if so, when?
We were told by the governor that as of March 21st, 2020, that we were supposed to be shut down.
Okay. And how has this impacted your business, Kevin?
Well, it's had a very negative impact on us because we haven't been able to run very many ads. We've had to really slow down everything. We have taken a lot of precautions as far as the way we operate, but it is definitely affected our ability to put our message before our customers the way we normally would, because there's a lot of fear out in society right now.
Absolutely. So how has the shutdown affected, you said it's just you and your wife that operate?
Correct.
Okay, so how has this affected your wife and your family?
Well, we're strong-minded people.
I've got that, I think.
Yeah, we're strong. It hasn't really affected our mental state too much, other than the fact that we're just looking at this like there's a lot of fear out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what are your plans for reopening, or have you already reopened, or when do you plan to reopen?
We have been operational again since the 1st of April. We decided that looking at the facts, looking at the science behind all of this, it didn't make sense to continue with unconstitutional imposing on our business. So we decided to go ahead and reopen in a safe manner. We've had a lot of...
Oh, is that your phone?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That's all right.
We've had a lot of precautions in place as far as safety, like sanitary measures, all of those things. So we're practicing safety, but we decided, since we're an appointment-based business, we can control who comes in one at a time. We decided that there's no need for us to remain closed. So we've been operational since the 1st of April, and one customer at a time, taking necessary precautions.
All right. Well, good for you, Kevin. That's good to hear. And you are a smart businessman doing what you think is best for your business, and I respect that. I do have a question. I know some of what you've been working on, but tell us about what you've been working on during the shutdown outside of your business.
Well, April 9th, a man named Garrett Soldano started a group called Michiganders Against Excessive Quarantine.
I've seen it.
And I became a active member of that immediately, and it has turned into a movement called Stand Up Michigan. I'm one of the co-founders of Stand Up Michigan, and we are actively engaged in reclaiming and defending our sacred values, citizens' rights, and constitutional liberties. And so while my wife has shifted a lot of her focus towards handling our customers, making sure they're taken care of, I have pretty much gone full-time into focusing on standing up with we the people.
Okay. And how many members does the Stand Up People organization have on their Facebook page?
The Facebook group, it started with a few hundred people the first night, and within a week it had 350,000. There was some heavy-handed censorship coming from Facebook. Obviously, they're not helping anything that goes against the media narrative and the government's narrative. And so in the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've seen another 30,000 people join. So 350 within a week, 350,000, and then another 30,000 since then. We would have been over 1 million Michiganders by now. Just what we hear every day from everybody is how supportive they are of what we're doing. It's a nonpartisan effort, and it's simply focused on reclaiming and defending those values and rights that we all agree are necessary as American citizens.
So 375,000 people, I mean, that's a tremendous amount. What are you hearing from these people about how this is affecting them?
How the shutdown's affecting them?
Yeah, the whole thing, this COVID-19, the media narrative, the shutdown itself. I'm sure you're hearing a lot of things from people about, are people sharing their stories with you, and what are you hearing?
Oh, yeah. One of the major things we're hearing, Tony, is that people's mental health has been affected drastically. We're hearing stories of people who have family members that are depressed. One of the most touching stories I heard was a woman was saying that her 13-year-old son is incredibly depressed because he has not been able to see his friends. He hasn't been able to go to school. He doesn't even want to play video games anymore. He wants to be out and see his friends. And we're hearing, that's one of many stories we're hearing about people who aren't able to get to their doctor to get elective procedures and surgeries done. We're hearing about people who need treatments, cancer patients that are not being treated properly. We're hearing about family members who can't be there when their loved one is passing away. We're hearing just people having to talk through windows, can't go to the nursing homes to see their parents and their grandparents. Just, I could go on and on, Tony, but really what we're hearing is that this wasn't a well-planned action on behalf of our government. They didn't think about all the lives that were going to be negatively affected. And so there's more than just the COVID-19 patient. There's the economic patient also.
Sure.
And so just like myself who's been affected, there's business owners who will never recover from this, and we're hearing a lot from them too.
So I can hear the passion in your voice, and I can hear the care in your voice. So what is it that's driving your passion to be so actively involved in this thing?
I care about we the people. I don't want to see this nation that I love crumble under overreach and mishandled crises. I love my freedoms. I may not agree with everyone out there, but you know what? This is America. This is the nation where everybody has a voice. Everybody has guaranteed rights given to us by our Creator, and our government's job is not to limit those. We have to limit our government. And so that's the biggest thing is I want the liberty. America is the beacon of light for the rest of the world for liberty and citizens' rights, and we just have to defend that. If we don't stand up now, Michigan, who will? Who's going to stand up if we don't stand up? Somebody has to, and all these generations coming prior to us, the posterity, they need to know that we're one generation away from losing our liberty at all times. Yeah. We're always one generation away. So the men of this generation and women that are leaders need to stand up. They need to make their voices heard. They need to push back against this and ensure that liberty for the next generation, and then teach them to do the same thing.
So what would you say then, Kevin, to people listening, people that consider you a voice? I know that you go live at least twice a day, and when you do that, your live broadcasts get 20, 30, 40,000 views and up. And so you've become a voice for a lot of people. But to the people that are listening right now, what would you say to encourage them?
To encourage them, I would say, guys, we're fighting for you. Every one of you guys out there, all you workers, all of the construction workers, all of the medical workers, all the essential workers, the food workers, everyone, you're not alone. We're listening to you. We care for you. You have our commitment from Stand Up Michigan that we don't care what your background is. We don't care what walk of life you're from. If you're part of We the People, then we're for you. If you want freedom, if you want your constitutional rights, we're for you, and we care about you, and we love you, and we're going to keep standing up and fighting for you, and I ask you to join us. Join us and make your voice heard with us.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Thank you for being on the show. If people want to know more about Stand Up Michigan, how can they find you?
Just go to standupmichigan.com, and you will see everything you need to know.
Okay, standupmichigan.com. We have the link to that in the description. And so thank you for joining us. Thank you, Kevin. And as my mother always said, you can't and never could until you try. So go out there and try something great, my friends, and don't take the easy way out. We'll see you next time.